In a maneuver that any of my play-by-email opponents will find unsurprising, I managed to play out turn 3 as if it was turn 2. So what that meant, what that effectively means is that, first of all, the Guards Motor Rifle Regiment that came on for the Soviets, no, that was supposed to come on, but the West Germans were supposed to have some more reinforcements than they had. They were supposed to have a close air support token. The Alpha Jet was supposed to come in, and another element of the 51st Panzer Grenadier Regiment or Battalion was supposed to come in, and they didn't. So they will have to come in this turn, which is turn 4, and also the um, the West Germans have another close air support. Have another close air support token coming into the game. So there is that, and this is the head. So this is the Alpha Jet. Oops, sorry. This is the Alpha Jet that has to activate before the turn can end, and this is the headquarters of the new infantry unit that needs to activate before the turn can end. And other than that, I don't think I did anything wrong other than mess that up, but we are now on turn 4. Okay, and so I need to add a couple more cards here. Well, I need to add one more card. I need to add the new CAS card, and the 51st regiment, or battalion, the 51st Panzer Grenadier Battalion already has its card in the deck, and so it will simply activate as part of that formation. Although it occurs to me that it should have been able to activate. No, look, because the 51st didn't activate either. So yeah, that ended up working out just fine. Just fine. All right, so turn 4, here we go. The Soviets trying to make their move here, getting held up badly by these West German territorial infantry in probably a failure of command. And let's see who activates first to get this rolling. It is, the very first thing is a German airstrike, the Phantom Jet. It's going to come zooming into the map. Now, let's see what we want to try to do. The Soviets are going to have a number of anti-air assets, I believe. Let me find them. Here is one of them. It is the Tunguska, which is a good one. That thing is pretty tough. And it is, they have to have another one. So one of my thoughts, and there's a second one, right? So the first thing we have to do is see, is this a surprise? Let's roll for that. See if it's a surprise attack. That would help some. It is not a surprise attack. The bummer for the West Germans. The airplane is the unit, the strike unit, is shot down before it arrives to help. And so what I have said I'm doing with the air support here is I'm making it a special scenario rule that the any air support that is shot down has one more chance to come back in as a reinforcement on future turns. And so 1, 2, 3 turns, so it will be turn 7, and let's see where that means we need to put the card. Turn 7, I think. Yeah, it's right after the helicopter cards, right? The helicopters come back in. And so, all right. Tough break for West Germany. Didn't even force the Soviets to ops complete an anti-air unit. And now the 51st Panzer Grenadier will activate. And oh, I gotta pull some headquarters off of the card. Just a second so you don't have to watch me fumble with that. Here we go. We got the 3 headquarters. This is the reinforcement unit. And why did I bring these fellas in way back here? Don't I have some flexibility on that? I believe I do. Well, anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and bring in these units. Should have done this while I was out of touch also. And this Jaguar here. So we're going to start with the Jaguar. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 4. What's its range? Its range isn't super long. It's 13. Yeah, no, it doesn't do it. That doesn't do them any good. They need to get farther down here. So that's good. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6. We'll have the headquarters right here. Oops. So these infantry should be here with these personnel carriers. I think that is sufficient. So these are the Martyr 1A1. These Martyrs are not as effective against armor as the other version of the Martyrs. And that's all for them, folks. They are ops complete. I have to just put their support weapons up here on the holding tray until they are needed. And now I get to decide which of these 2 units to activate next. And so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep this unit down around here. This tank will be ops complete. The rest of them are still waiting. I don't think they'll have any action here. And now, where do I have to put the headquarters to get all of these units in command? I guess I can put it there and still order this formation to move. So now it's time to get... Oh, did I forget to put the electronic warfare card in this deck? No, it's in there. It just hasn't come out yet. All right. So now we have to get these units into a position that would be helpful if they were engaged. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to have the infantry deploy. Oops. We're going to have the infantry and the headquarters deploy here. And what have we got going on up here? Okay. So one, and they're going to unload. So they're going to be in the same hex but no longer stacked. This unit is also unloaded. The Jaguar here, the anti-tank vehicle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could get a crack there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't look like I got any place to put them, so I'm going to leave them loaded. So I do need to move the mortar. 2, 3, 4, 5. It can move there in this little unit. 1, 2, 3. I don't think 4, 5. I don't think the Soviets have any air strikes in the bucket yet. So these folks are all ops complete. And that is the end of the 51st's activation. All of their formations have activated. And that's good timing. I got a client coming in a couple of minutes. I'll pause here. So who will get the next crack? The 45th Guards Tank Regiment. Okay. So this is 3 formations for the Soviets, and now they get to pick the order that they activate in. I'm not sure that it matters all that much. I think to some extent, it seems like the 45th is all engaged here with this remaining unit of German territorials. They should probably go ahead and finish that off if they can, but they also have isn't their headquarters suppressed? I think pretty sure their headquarters is suppressed. Why did I move back there? Oh, it moves back at the end of the turn. That's right. So lucky for them. So let's see command range here. If we can get everybody in command, we can not do it from there. We can't quite do it from there. Can't quite do it from there. But you know, I think we could probably get away with the bridging unit and the anti-aircraft unit not doing anything. And this is a different formation. So this would allow the headquarters to call in some artillery. So let's deploy the headquarters there. And we'll start with some rallies. We'll start with this unit here, trying to rally. And it passes and rallies successfully. This unit up here is trying to rally. They also successfully rally. Oh, and one thing I forgot to do, the squall has passed, so there's no longer a squall. And so this disrupted unit here is in the city, so that makes it, well, no, the disrupted unit is always rolling 6. So this is going to be an attack of 1 needing 4 or 2 needing 4, but no saves for the infantry here, and they will fire back with 2 needing 6. I think this unit is going to go ahead and, wait a minute, why is it showing up still disrupted? It should be rallied. Is there a second unit here? Oh, there is. Okay, so this unit needs to see what it does, and it fails. So this unit is rallied, and so it can, if it had been both, they could have assaulted for sure, but they're going to go ahead and take their shot here. 2 dice at point-blank range, needing 4s against this disrupted infantry unit, and they whiff. Wow. I wonder if the designers of this game or this module or something knew something about the Russian capabilities even before the Ukraine problem occurred. So let's also think about something here. The Russians do now see this unit this formation making its way in. Do they think that that formation is worth an artillery strike? Probably not while they're, oh, you know what I need to check what they're told to do, don't I? So fire is the order for point blank range, fire at the closest vehicle or move towards or execute countermeasures. So fire at the closest unit, so that means that this stack and this thing here are going to do it. So let's go ahead and take these shots down here. That's 3 needing 4 and then 3 needing 4 against this infantry unit. So 3 needing 4. There's 2 hits. One of them makes its way through, and in the woods I think that they get a single defensive dice. Yep, one die to save at 5. Fails to save, so this unit is now disrupted. And the second tank gets its shot, 3 dice needing 4s. That's 3 hits, and so nothing is going to save it now. So this unit is now wiped out. This support weapon is deleted. This headquarters is suppressed. And these units are ops complete. So now I don't think there's line of sight here. Am I right? I am right. There's no line of sight from here to here. So the orders now are move towards. Pretty sure I got that right. Let's see. Move towards, right? Fire at the closest vehicle or move towards. And move towards means the objective. Is this one of the offensive-minded cards? No, it's just a regular. So at this point, I think we have to decide here, we being the Soviets, are they going to attempt to flow through here and capture this objective, or are they going to attempt to move a longer distance and capture this objective, which is currently less well defended? Now, their experience thus far has been that their ability to brush past thinly deployed defenders is, what could I say, unexpectedly poor. So I'm not really sure what to think about that, but I do have to decide. And so if the Soviets send the 45th this way, they've already been kind of beat up. I think maybe the plan could be send this first regiment here this way just to engage these forces here and hold them in place, and hope that the follow-on units can make a successful run towards this objective before NATO gets too many troops on board. The Americans are showing up starting at, I think, turn 6, or is it turn 7? Let's see about that. The West Germans are coming in again on turn 5. There are some Americans that are coming in on turn 6, some more on turn 7, even more on 8, and on 9. So and the Soviets have all these troops still to come. So I'm going to say that plan seems to make sense, that this unit here, the 45th, will at this point move towards the northernmost objective, and it will do its best to fight through to that, but that yeah, that's what they're going to do. Okay, and what do the Soviets have? Starting turn 12, they've got some DIPCM, but otherwise that's it right now. So they're just going to start moving. They're not even really going to make it into line of sight of any of these troops, but let's try to figure out what a good vantage point might be. So up here, they're not on the edge of the hill, so they can't see anything. This right here, there's some defensive terrain here with some visibility down into the edge of the town, but that does allow for these troops, these infantry units, to fire at point blank range. I'm trying to think about where can I set some recon units up to send out some artillery fire or smoke or something. So I think this is what we're going to do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if they move in there, they will come under fire from a leopard, which doesn't sound like something. Does not sound like something that the BRDM wants to deal with at all. Oh, look, the leopard. Now you see 2 blind hexes, 2 blind hexes, 1 blind hex, 1 blind hex. Yeah, what do we want to do here? That is blocked. That is not blocked. And that is also a leopard. So let's reconsider this a minute here. Let's clear out that movement trail. Let's think a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just move into these woods for a minute and think this through from that position. Maybe cause a fire up there. Let's move this artillery unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 closer so that if we need some fire we can get it. And let's start bringing our tanks down here to try to get in position to make some kind of an assault. 3, 4, 5, 6. I think my plan might be to try to come this way and this way at this group here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, that's not right. That is right. And this recon unit here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, I've got to get used to exposing these units to fire, right? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Yeah, let's all just line up here and 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. We'll move that unit there. The tungsten moves 5, right? Moves 5, and the bridging unit moves 5. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need these bridging units here. They're just going to be baggage. And I think these units are the 2nd of the 45th, right? So I think now the question is, if I leave my these units came from here. They're going to go 1, 2. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because they need to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They need to stay. I need to be able to get a headquarters deployed in a way that puts these units in command and brings them along. So on future turns they'll be there and they'll have everything except these fellas here covered, but if they go there they'll have all their forces covered. For now they're still there. So that's the 1st of the 45th. Let me mark them all ops complete. And yeah, alright, now we will move on to the second of the 45th, which is right here, this green unit. These are recon units, so they're always in command. Otherwise, the entire formation is within the command radius of the headquarters, where it is right now. Even so, I think we're going to just go ahead and redeploy up here. And so this alpha is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'll be ops complete. The recon group's going to move there. We don't need command range anymore. These tanks will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These tanks will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These tanks will move 6. These tanks will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good enough. They move from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody gets to move up one more hex. There we go. These tanks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move up one more hex. Go with your friend. And this unit here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the bridging unit, and back here this is the anti-aircraft unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this formation. And that is everybody for the second of the 45th. They will be marked ops complete. And now the 4th of the 45th will make its move. Now the 4th of the 45th, I wonder if it makes sense for them it would create less congestion for sure. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. So this, I was going to try to get the bridging unit there for the next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was going to try to get the other tank formations bridging unit. If I had it started here, I think. If I'd gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and left it there, then if it's in command on the next turn, it can deploy its bridge, but you know, it's a less than a 50-50 shot of it making that. And then if it made it deploy its bridge there, then this unit could flow through here much more easily. As it is, can they get their bridge? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to take 2 more turns to get in position. I was just thinking that it would ease congestion on this highway if we got a pontoon bridge put up here, repairing this bridge, and then, or even down here, and let them come this way. I wonder if that might be worth the effort. Might it be worth the effort? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. No, I don't think it will. Let's just roll out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, see, look at that. We're already getting all jammed up there. I'm going to pause for a minute and ponder all this. All right, here we go. I do want to clear some space along this highway here, so this is not super efficient, but it's a long scenario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They come along there. This stack comes along here, and what they're going to do is they're going to slink around this way and get across these bridges, and this bridge I think will come and eventually deploy itself here just to create another place for the Soviets to roll their troops over. So with that in mind, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll make sure that it gets positioned where it needs to be so that stacking doesn't become an issue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that unit's going to sit right there. That unit is an amphibious unit, so on its next turn it can move across there. It's not trying to get too in touch with things. This unit is also an amphibious unit, and it's a recon unit, and we'll get it there. Now over here we've got these tanks that move slowly. Here's the artillery that does not move slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there. The mortar and the anti-aircraft unit, we'll get to them in a minute. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 6, 6. These tanks, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. 1, 2, 3. I know 4. I know that I am moving through units. I'm just pretending that they move sooner. Oops, that's not right. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are all ops complete now. Yep. All right. So that is the 45th Guards Tank Regiment's activation. Now let's see what comes next. That is the first of 2 battlefield events card. Let's see what we get. That's a 9, right? Don't recall having a 9 recently. High speed approach, one side. Your troops make good time. Activate one friendly formation for a modified formation. Impulse, when actions occur in your impulse sequence, units of your activated formation may only execute movement or movement and fire actions. So this would be really good for the Soviets if they win this, and for NATO it would also help. They'd get to get some troops in position. Let's see who gets it. Warsaw Pact. So I think it seems pretty obvious that they need to activate the 4th of the 45th, try to get them rolling. These units here are 4th of the 45th units as well. And so they either move or move and fire. So that is no problem. 1, 2. That's where the bridging unit is going to stay. And so these 2 units are amphibious. They're going to move across. And they're going to be marked ops complete. The bridge out marker is going to get moved to that side. Oh yeah, the headquarters I guess should just deploy somewhere here in the middle of the operation, right? And so 1, 2, 3, 4 to there, 5, 6. So that stack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down there. I think that we will 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put a tank unit there to motor across. once it gets deployed. And we'll, oops, they'll come back in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. These fellows will go right here. The artillery will patiently wait its turn, and the anti-aircraft and mortar units will go there. And just to make sure that I am right about this, that I will be able to get all of my units that need to be in command by, maybe I'm not right. I guess it looks like this unit here would be out of command range, so I'm going to have to keep that unit. No, it's a bit of a dilemma. Well, better safe than sorry. We'll just leave them there. Now this headquarters unit is, at this point, I think there, but these units were all in command at the beginning. So now my recon units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry, they are the 2nd of the 45th, not the 4th of the 45th. So, looks like that's all good to go. Some of these units are going to get marked not ops complete. I'm pretty sure I will remember the situation. Whatever. This formation is ops complete. I know it. You know it. We all know it. The NATO knows it. Let's clear this command range thing. So we have had some fortune of war on our side from the Soviet perspective, and let's see what comes next. The yeah, the poor West Germans. What do they have left here? Oh, well, first of all, they're out of command, so they can't really do. Oh no, they have to roll for that. And they pass, except that they fail because they're disrupted. Now they attempt to. No, that's not right. They do pass the command check. Being out of command makes it. And they pass their rally check, so they are undisrupted. So what do I think we should do here? Should we valiantly sally forth and try to wipe out this last platoon of Soviet tanks? Yes, indeed. 2 dice, needing 5s. No success, and a single die needing 1. Or needing 6. No success. So, that was a big bunch of nothing. Let's see what's next. The 54th Panzer Grenadier Battalion, and that is this unit here. And, you know, they seem to be doing a pretty good job, being that these are leopards, and those are pretty ferocious beasts. They seem to be in a pretty good place of kind of threatening to slow the Soviets down a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting up here would put them in even better position. The thing about the leopards and the T-80s is that the T-80s have 1 hex longer range. Also, the T-80s in this scenario, because I added them in, have the cast net and the spigot, or whatever they are, anti-tank guided missiles that can be fired from their tanks, which give them exceptionally long range. So being up on this hill looks good, but it would allow the Soviets to take them under fire from a long way. So they're going to just, the 54 is just going to hang right where it is. They're not going to move at all yet. And let's see who acts next. The Scratch Force, the Recon Force. And so that's one of the units that did not activate last turn. So I had the leader here as their headquarters. I should give them their own actual headquarters token or a forward observer, if nothing else. That's probably the best thing to do for them. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put this thing here. So his command range is only 1. I'm just going to, by fiat, state that the units in this force are always in command until I decide to do something more effective with them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we can now see these. Nope, that's in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're all out of sight there. Let's mark them all ops complete and see who's next. Same unit. All right, that's the second one of those cards, right? It is. All right, so now they have to decide where they actually want to deploy themselves. They currently have line of sight out to this hill. They could call in some artillery, except there isn't any artillery available quite yet. Or do the Germans start with some? No. Turn 7, turn 5, turn 7, turn 5, turn 11, turn 8, turn 5. So no artillery to call in. The West German unit there might have an artillery unit or so in it, but at this point it probably makes sense to think more about where do we eventually want to deploy, and probably this plateau over here is a slightly better position. No, I'm not sure about that. I think so. This recon unit right here, sorry, they're all together, can move right here, and the Jaguar can move right here. The leader can move there, and that's probably good. They've got some anti-aircraft protection. They've got some anti-tank protection. They aren't really doing much right now. So if any artillery shows up, they've got some. They can do some spotting. They can, if the Soviets start trying to keep coming down here with follow-on troops, they can bring some fire down on them, try to disrupt their supply train or something. Let's see what comes next. The first end operations card. And after that, electronic warfare. All right, so I have never done electronic warfare ever, and I need to pause while I peruse the rules for electronic warfare. So I paid 500 battle generator points for the Soviets, the scenario, to have the advantage, so they get +1 to this roll. So on a modified 4 to 6, the Soviets have the electronic warfare advantage, and on a modified 1 or 2, NATO does. Let's start there. So that is a modified 4. The electronic warfare card is good, and it helps. Let's go ahead and get this marker. So we now pick a command, and we say, we're jamming your comms, you command you. And so they're going to go ahead and try to jam the communications for this unit of the 51st Panzer Grenadiers, because now all of the units in the formation have to make a command check at the beginning of the turn, and no unit from that formation may participate in onboard or offboard indirect fire, no matter what. And the marker actually stays on for 2 turns. At the end of the first turn that it's placed, it reduces, and at the end of the second turn it is eliminated. So this unit is going to find itself hampered in trying to get into final defensive positions and be available to be helpful. This mortar unit here won't be able to do anything, and they won't be able to call in any kind of off-board indirect fire until that's removed. So that's a nice little bonus for the Warsaw Pact, and so far the fortunes of war have favored them, other than their scrap with the German territorial unit. And now the 51st Panzer Grenadier Battalion gets to activate a second time, and so that is these folks here. So let's just make sure I got that exactly right. So recon units that are always in command are not affected by command checks, but they still can't participate in anything off-board. So we're going to just go, we're going to start command rolls. Wait, that unit 1667, that should have passed. Maybe I don't have this thing assigned to the correct headquarters. Let me just see what happens here. I'm just going to keep rolling until a 7 comes up and see if that gives it a... Well, you know what? I'll do that on my own time. All right, this unit here. Well, first of all, let's remove the admin markers. So this unit is in command. This unit will attempt. It is in command. This unit will make its roll. So again, I'm going to try that one more time, but it's in command, and it passes. This hex here, out of command, all units here, and that's, interestingly, those are the ones that we really need. They're not quite in position yet. And now this hex here, they are out of command. They can opportunity fire, so they're in a position where they can defend themselves if Russian units come down the hill. And this hex here, sort of doesn't matter if they pass or fail, they fail. And now the headquarters hex, I'll just roll them up here, and they all pass, so they're in command. So, these units here, they need to be no longer ops complete. But the truth is, none of these units that are able to act really need to do anything right now, so that formation of the 51st doesn't need to do anything. This group here, again, let's pull back and see where they need to just keep. I think that what this unit wants to do is move this way and try to maybe interdict follow-on Soviet forces or nip at their flanks. So let's get them headed in that direction. See if the remove admin markers works. It does. Outstanding. And so yeah, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll stick right there. And that is good for them. And there's one more element of the 51st, I believe, on the map here, and that's this unit here that I, again, believe I'm going to continue to leave them in their present deployment. Don't think it makes sense to try to run up here and get into this fight in time and then hope that reinforcements can get down here in time. I think this is where we're going to stick. We might maybe want to move up here a little farther at some point. But remember, these cultivated fields here, 2 hexes of these block line of sight from ground level, so Yeah, so that's the end of the 51st, and I might be pausing here. Let's see what comes next. Soviet designated formation. So now the Soviets have to decide who they want active, and I'm going to end this video here. I think that it has this is going long enough, and when we come back, we'll figure out a formation to designate for the Soviets.